big crowd. All right, 5 full people. This is awesome. But this is probably the best thing for me because, baby steps. I probably wouldn't want to have too successful a night because then I'd probably just quit. That's like my motto for life. If something's too easy, just move on to the next thing. My name is Brian. My wife and my best friend are both here tonight. So I don't know if you guys are rich or not, but I can freaking drag out 2 people on a Wednesday night after they've both worked really long days. So either I'm really good at guilt tripping or they think I might be funny. So although it could be they want to get evidence so they can use it against me and be like, you know what? Brian really embarrassed me one night in front of strangers. And so that is possible. I did have a revelation this morning. Today, I really want to remember the date. I hope it's a cool date because dates are important. 3/21, that's a really cool date, man, because she knows how important dates are to me. Numbers are important. My wife is a really smart hippie, which sounds like a contradiction in terms, I know, because I grew up with a naval officer. Don't take offense, let me explain. I grew up with a Navy officer, father, who got his master's degree. My father was wicked smart, and so smart that he talks to the entire planet like they're 5-year-olds. He thinks we're all stupid because most of us are. Compared to him, he taught a class called Fortran. Advanced math pass. A math we don't even really know is out there, and he was the teacher. So, that's kind of what I grew up with as a father. And, sorry to say, Pop wasn't too impressed with hippies. I gotta be honest. He had a little brother that was a hippie, and he only hasn't spoken to him since 1978. It's only been 41 years, but, I really feel like they're gonna break that bond really soon. So Dad wasn't the hippie fan, so I kind of grew up a little brainwashed, thinking the hippie life was this crazy life. And then, of course, God has a sense of humor, so I married a hippie. And not only did I marry a hippie, but I married a really smart hippie. Highest education you can get. She's got a doctorate. She's a doctor, yes. I married a doctor. And I say that begrudgingly. It's hard to say because I always grew up thinking that the man was going to be the smart one in the family. My dad's the smart one. No offense, Mom, but Dad has got, the brains. My dad got a perfect score on his math SAT. A perfect score. I don't know if any of you guys ever took the SAT. Right, this man with the little cap on top. I got to be honest, I'm not surprised, but he was not a scholar. He's really funny though. I really enjoyed what you had to say, so I appreciate you going up and breaking the ice for me. But the perfect score on the SAT math portion is 800. Now, they combined 2 sections to do the test. My combined score, the only time I ever took it, was an 880. They give you apparently 200 points for writing your name on the scorecard, So, not too impressive back then. But, my ambitions were not my father's ambitions. And that's okay. I realized I was not going to be as smart as he was early on. And so I figured, why bother trying? So I moved on and decided... school wasn't that important. Parties were more important. Did anybody get their party degree? Anybody? Yeah, party degree? See, now I know you, see, my buddy Zach, he's had some fun in life, but Zach's a lawyer. So Zach really has never reached the level of party craziness that people like me have reached. And thank God I'm alive because it's a history of really just stupidity. That I've learned to accept that not only can I not do the Fortran classes that Dad did, but I just make dumb decisions on a daily basis. It's a miracle that I'm alive. My wife really, she guides me. She deserves a lot of credit. She does her best to kind of keep me on the straight and narrow, because I've got this mental problem that can be easiest described when I tell you about the tear ducts in my eye. I don't know if any of you are good at talking about yourself in front of strangers, but I cry when I talk about things like loyalty. I've been known to cry at kids' movies, like Lightning McQueen, the scene at the end where Mater was talking about loyalty with Lightning. I'm like watching this cartoon with my kids, and I'm like, he's so loyal. I mean, he's like his best friend. I love Lightning McQueen. I just, and I'm like, how do you cry over a cartoon? I mean, really, Minions. There's a scene in Minions where he's like, my little minions are so loyal to me, and I'm just crying like a baby. But tragic events in life, and I can go stone cold. I'm like, what happened? And the reason for that is I've been given the gift of imprisonment. Anybody ever been to prison? Any prisoners out there? Well, you know what? Prison's a real place. I'm gonna tell you a little story about prison. Well, jail's for low time offenders. If you're kind of a rookie at being a dumbass, you go to jail. It's called 1129. Anything under that, 11 months, 29 days, for the rookies, they go to jail. The big guys, the badasses, the really, really dummies, they get to go to prison. A place my father used to call the resort. For some reason, saying prison or calling prison was just too much. So we called it the resort. He'd be like, so how's the resort? I talked to him on the phone. I'd be there. It'd be a collect call, and you're talking to your family, and you're sitting there on the booth, and you're like, so how's the resort? I'm like, yeah, it still sucks. The bed's still metal. Yep, concrete walls, no time clock, nothing to do. God, it's so boring here. So boring that we've developed games push-up game. Push-up is a big game in prison. I don't know if you guys ever played push-up. That's where you do push-ups all day long. And the next day 2 of the push-up game, push-ups all day long. And you motivate yourself by talking about Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson went to prison. And so you say, hey, you know what? Mike went to prison. Mike's stupid rich, and Mike can do a lot of push-ups. Mike used to do sets of 400. I saw an interview one time where Mike, who went to prison for, he had a problem with women. I mean, who doesn't, right? Because women are tough. I mean, my wife would be the first to admit, dealing with women are tough. She calls me from work sometimes. She's like, oh my God, this woman is driving me crazy. I'm like, babe, I can feel you, babe. I can relate. But nobody can relate like Mike Tyson. So anyway, back to Mike. Mike's doing 2.5 years for an argument with a Robin Givens that went terribly wrong for Mike Tyson. And he would talk about sets of 400, doing 400s. So I thought to myself, I don't think I can knock anybody out like Mike Tyson, that's for damn sure, but I can do push-ups like Mike Tyson. And I got up to 400 in 52 sets. 52 sets, I can get 400 push-ups. Really no problem. It's not the same as Mike, but, be like Mike. So I'm going to pause here for a second and regroup. This is when I talked to Tucker about playing some music. Anybody or any Motley Crue fans out there? Motley Crue, you guys ever hear Home Sweet Home? Home Sweet Home. Nothing brings me back to middle school like some Home Sweet Home. And middle school reminds me of cigarettes. Anybody smoke cigarettes? God, please stop smoking cigarettes if you guys are cigarette smokers. And I'll tell you why. Cigarettes are a waste of your lungs. Oh my gosh, your lung can be used for so many great things. Ask my father-in-law, who is a card-carrying member of California's elite, the elitist. He doesn't, my father-in-law, he doesn't want to move to Florida because he's really scared of us country folk. You country folk are scared of Californians, and even coming to visit. He's like, yo, you guys are crazy. You guys arrest people for marijuana. He's like, are you kidding me? I don't want to go to jail. My father-in-law does not want to come visit because it's a risk for people from California. They just show up. And I got to be honest, the Florida State Troopers, they are looking for you. You see a California license plate rolls through the state of Florida. Whoop, whoop, whoop. One time. That's prison code for the cops are coming. One time. I would hear that. I'd be in my cell, and the lookout, whoever the lookout was for the day, one time, and everybody would jump, you know? I'd be like, fuck, we're still in prison, right? We're here. What are they going to do, right? I know, what are you going to do? You guys, hey, what are you doing over there? I'm going to prison. Going to lockup, you know? And that's probably one of my problems dealing with society generally today is people cry about the dumbest shit. They want to be heard. They want to get on the internet. They want to have a social media page, and they want to let the world hear them complain. And I'm like, some of y'all need to go to fucking jail for a little bit. I mean, because really, if you're in jail and you really learn to prioritize, you know what the best thing about getting out of jail was? You know, the first thing that I really enjoyed was shoes on concrete. I didn't have to walk on concrete carpet. You know, taking a shower without flip-flops on. You guys don't understand how good it is. Imagine having to take a shower, having to wear flip-flops because you're worried that the 4 guys that are all standing next to you, and one of them might decide to get horny. Right, yeah. I mean, that's what jail's like, baby. I don't know if you've seen Oz. You know, it's pretty freaking accurate. It is not a fun place. But, you know, guys that can't survive in prison, I got some advice for you. There's 3 simple tips. If any of you guys out there go to jail. And the way cops are nowadays, it's pretty likely that somebody in the audience is going to go to jail. Granted, there's 5 people here, all right? Maybe not that good odds, but St. Augustine's going to arrest probably 100 people tonight. Here's my tip, my jail survival tip. All right, do not gamble. If you want to gamble in prison, it's a risk, because here's the thing. If you lose, you got to fucking pay up. And if you win, you got to go make somebody pay you. And I don't know if you guys have ever done a line in the sand and done the test. Well, it's a whole different ballgame when you're in the Florida State prison system, as far as you want to be a tough guy. Because doing a dance with a shank, that's a real thing. I've been on the yard, and these 2 guys, like, they started arguing. One guy said, "Your mama." And the next thing you know, these dudes are, like, circling each other with a shank. They both have shanks, right? And guards are gone. I'm looking around, I'm like, wow, the cops are going to tackle these guys in a second? And holy shit, nobody's around. Like, there's like a mob scene on the yard. All the guards are gone. Blew my mind. And I realized that nobody really cares. Nobody cares about inmates. Nobody cares. Let them kill each other. It's like that's where you go. That's what happens when you do dumb shit in society. You know, it took me 20 years to figure out not to do dumb shit in society, because society will not tolerate that. Americans will not tolerate that. You might get away with that shit over in fucking Europe. You might get away with that shit over in the Eastern Bloc. Over in, I don't know, Russia. Have you guys seen the news? The Eastern European? I feel sorry for those people, because it is crazy over there. You look on the news, and you got guys on mopeds, it's like double-seater mopeds. One guy's driving, one guy's got a gun. Like, you know, and people cry because I parked my truck on the street in the freaking neighborhood in the suburbs here. I want to go smack them. I'm like, are you serious? Do you realize what's going on in the world out there? People are like dying. People are struggling. Life is tough. And you want to freaking cry because I got my car? You got to swerve a little to the left because of my freaking pickup truck? You know, how do you deal with a society where people are that stupid? Because there are some stupid people out there. And what I've realized is that, you know, we need to just start confessing stupidity, because I'm stupid. I do dumb things. So I'm going to alert the world that, you know, when you see me coming, just know stupid's on the way. You know, I'll try my best to be nice. I'll try my best to not insult your way of life, because that's something my wife has been teaching me. She's been teaching me to be more accepting. Something that my parents were maybe not so motivated towards getting me to be accepting. My father was like, stay away from the damn hippies. Because, because hippies.
They're accepting.
They are accepting. She's got it. She's got it. So anyway, this was a great experience to be here tonight. I want to thank all of you individually. So, hey, Mark, Shaggy, Pepe Le Pew, Tucker, what was her name? God,
Dorothy.
God, no, not Dorothy.
Yes.
No, I mean, that's her real name.
Anna.
No, it's a Punky Brewster. God, you motivate me, Punky. You make me want to be spunky. Thank you all. I love you. Good night. My name's Brian.